had my own virtual shul on MySpace.
Right.
Wasn't exactly a high-paying position.
Right. What about retraining?
I looked into retraining
Yeah.
a few years ago. I looked into it. I was thinking about doing like a nurse thing or something, in the health profession. It costs a lot of money to get involved in that stuff. You basically have to go back to school again, and I don't have that kind of money to put into it. When I went into computers, I went into retraining.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I was the only person paying full tuition. And this is what I learned: everybody else was getting a free ride from the government because they all grew up on welfare.
Right.
This was unbelievable to me, and the government sank a lot of grant money into this computer school to push through all these welfare kids, and they all got the same education I had to pay full ride for. So I was basically paying into this because I had made too much money, right? Mm-hmm. And I was a taxpayer, so in theory, I was the one paying for everybody to go to that school. Okay? This is what I learned about the system. There's two classes in this world. Mm-hmm. Those who are rich and can afford that kind of schooling, which I kind of was at the time. I mean, I wasn't, rich, but I had enough money to do it with loans, which I paid back. And those who are completely piss poor and are on government welfare.
Yeah.
There's really no room for the guy in the middle.
Yeah.
So the only way, and I went to DPSS. I've been there twice. Social services down the street.
Uh-huh.
On Pico, down the street,
Is that government?
Yeah, that's the county.
Okay.
And I went there.
Yeah.
I've been through 2 rounds of this bullshit over the last few years.
Yeah.
And here's what it comes down to. I can get the money that they're willing to give me, which isn't that much, but I need to be homeless. So the fact that I'm barely scraping by and keeping my little tiny apartment is backfiring on me, because every time I go down there, they go, well, we can't help you. So I got nothing. I don't get it from I don't qualify to the government. You have to be homeless. You have to be completely desolate, own nothing, and then they'll help you.
Could you work at McDonald's?
No.
Because it's not kosher?
Yeah. Huge problems there.
What about Starbucks?
I actually looked into Starbucks before. Now it's a problem because there's been a Pesach that Starbucks is basically not kosher.
Even the coffee?
Even the coffee, even plain coffee at Starbucks can be problematic because of the way they wash the dishes in the back. There was a whole article that came out about this a few months ago. I posted it on Facebook. Oh, it may have been before I know you. I don't remember when it was. It was this year, but Starbucks is a problem.
So you can't work for a non-kosher restaurant?
No. We talked about this. You were the guy who was so adamant about a guy with yarmulke and tzitzit should never be seen in a restaurant that's not kosher.
Well, you'd have to take off your yarmulke.
Oh, you know what? And people aren't still going to figure it out. Oh, you know what? I could run naked on the beach, right? And people still are going to know I'm a rabbi. Let's just, let's just face that.
How was Rosh Hashanah?
Oh my God, it was god awful. Why do you have to ask that? 73 straight hours of going out of my mind. I was literally climbing the walls in my place. I absolutely hated it. That is just brutal. Brutal.
What do you have against going to shul? I'm not a big shul person.
I'm not a big shul person. My problem is...
Jews.
Well, that's one of them. No, my biggest problem is I suffer from agoraphobia.
Yeah.
I think I've told you about that.
Fear of open space?
Fear of just too many people.
Well, claustrophobia. There's claustrophobia.
Well, both.
Okay.
It's hard for me to get out of the apartment to go to a place, and I can't step foot inside a shul that's all filled with people and stuff. I can't do it.
What if it's only half full of people?
You mean it's half empty?
It's half empty.
It's not going to help. I could walk into a shul that's empty.
Huh.
People start piling into it.
What happens? What do you feel? What does
I just got to get out. When I was at my nephew's Ufra, it was really difficult for him. Mm-hmm. It was a shul, and had all the people in it and everything, and I wanted to be there when he got his aliyah and everything. And I walked in, and it wasn't at that point, and I tried to stay in as long as I could, and I was just like out in 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, I can't.
What about the wedding?
Oh, the wedding was a different story.
Why?
It wasn't a shul. That doesn't make logical sense, right?
So it brings back memories of when that bad rabbi molested you?
Molested me? What are you wrong guy. I think you're talking about, the priest or the imam. I don't know. Wrong religion, buddy. No. What?
Well, what is it about synagogues that give you the willies?
I wrote about this in my book you were supposed to have read, that I think it's because when I was in yeshiva for years, right?
Yeah.
I was in there 24/7, learning in Beis Midrash, davening, learning. That's all I did.
Yeah.
I woke up, like 4 a.m. and I was like, go, 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 until I just passed out late at night, and I was back in the Beis Midrash. And I did this day after day after day after day after day, and at some point, I overloaded. And I've never been a kind of person that likes to be seen doing everything in public, and here I was in public all the time, 24/7. Everybody staring in on me, and then it just stopped, and I can't go in. I can't step foot in the Beis Midrash. I can't step foot in the shul. Only if there's nobody there I can go in.
Well, a lot of Reform temples are really very nice. They have better air conditioning and better.
That's got nothing to do with it.
And they're not as Jewy.
That's got nothing to do with it.
A lot of non-Jews in there.
What? I don't understand what are you bringing them up for? I mean, it's got nothing to do with it.
Do you feel more comfortable in a Reform temple?
I've never been in one. What kind of question is that?
What about conservatives? There's kind of a compromise.
No, I've never been in there either.
Compromise with the tradition.
Those are all heretical.
You can serve the best of the.
Those are all heretical.
I know, but you just might feel more comfortable there.
That's heretical.
What about a church? A nice church, cathedral.
I would only go to a church if I could perform comedy there.
What about just to daven with black people?
We talked about this. I don't have that desire.
What about a football stadium? Do you feel claustrophobic in a football stadium, agoraphobic in a sports stadium?
No.
What about a strip club?
I've never been to one.
You've never been to a strip club?
No.
Wow. A Sadiq in our time.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
But I did research.
Yeah, you were probably covering it. Yeah,
it.
you were covering it.
I wasn't enjoying
you
it.
Were covering it.
I was just there to report on it. I mean, if people don't realize the things that go on there, how can we ever fight against it if we don't? Where
did this stripper thing come up? I read it on your blog. The word stripper on your blog. It's in my memory today. It's on your blog today.
Oh yeah. About 9/11. So.
Yeah.
The mosque at Ground Zero. So the imam was saying it's not hallowed ground. There are strip joints there, and Dennis Prager's making the point. It is hallowed ground, and if strippers had done 9/11 and murdered 2,900 people in the name of stripping, then there would be a problem with building a big, strip club there. But
and people would be just as pissed off.
Yeah.
If if it was part of the I'm going to enhance his point. If it was part of the dogma, if you will, of stripping, that you had to kill Americans.
Yeah.
You had to kill Americans because most Americans are anti-stripping, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? So it's part of your what's the word? More than dogma. It's part of your, religious
outlook. Hashkafa.
No, it's actually in your books.
Yeah, it's in your holy books.
It's in your holy books of stripping.
Holy books of stripping.
That if you have.
You see a Jew, you should yell.
No. If you're in a country and you're not accepted for stripping.
Yeah.
Then you're allowed to kill those people, right?
Yeah.
And then they went ahead and followed that doctrine. That's the word I'm looking for. Doctrine, right? And then 10 years later, they came and said, to commemorate this, what we're going to do is we're going to build a strip club right on that spot.
Yeah.
I think America would give it the collective finger, which is what they're basically doing.
Yeah.
To this Ground Zero mosque.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not anti-Islam. It's anti what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what? It's interesting. Last week there was this whole business about, there was 9/11, right?
Mm-hmm.
And prior to it, there was this whole business about this controversy because there was a lot of people that wanted to burn Qurans.
Yeah.
You follow
We
this.
were almost going to do one on the show tonight.
We're going to burn a Koran? I've never even owned